Hello Rage Squidders, this is Greg's. Another day, another Killing Floor 3 video. Killing Floor 3 video. Now I've been reading many comments on the internet, in Discord, on forums, on YouTube. My channel in particular, been tons of comments, so please keep them coming. This has been a crazy day for the channel actually. Crazy days for the channel. We've been doing quite a bit of traffic, which is great. Thanks a lot for that. Anyway, I'm here to talk about the specialists in Killing Floor 3. So, Weza TZK has literally just released a video on this, and I felt really compelled, and he's inspired me to do this. So, thank you, Weza. And while we're talking of Weza, he's almost at 500 subs, which is a really good milestone for his channel. If you want to give him some love, please do so. Give him a sub, give him a comment, give him a like, and yeah, I'll leave his details in the video description. So, like I said, I've been thinking about the specialists in Killing Floor 3, and this is literally just going to be a brain dump for the next 5 or 10 minutes, so please indulge me. I know there's been a lot of, I'll say, passion on the internet about this since last weekend when Tripwire dropped the gameplay reveal. It's been revealed that it sounds like perks are being dropped, which is basically, it's the identity of Killing Floor as a franchise, the perks. Now, I've got a script written out here, but I think I'm just gonna riff. I think I'm just gonna freestyle it and just literally speak from the heart, because I was initially, yeah, whatever, hero shooter, you know, Overwatch is good, it's alright, you know, hero shooters come and go, Team Fortress 2, we've got the old Cliffy B game, what was it, Outlaws or something? I can't remember that game, that didn't last long. But point is, hero shooters come and go, first person shooters come and go. Killing Floor is its own thing. No other game does the classes, the perks that like Killing Floor does them. You know, that was what made Killing Floor unique, to my knowledge anyway. I mean, I stand corrected if there are other games out there that do it the way Killing Floor does, but I don't think there are. You know, and it's like they've just completely, Tripwire have completely just said, right, sod it. We're going to dump the whole perk system. We're going to go with what people have just classing as a hero shooter mechanic, a hero shooter feature, which again, you know, they're a dime a dozen. Killing Floor's identity is, you know, it spans over 4 or 5 games, and it's what makes it unique. It's what gives its identity, you know, and it's pretty special. Now, Tripwire have obviously got a vision for this game, and at the end of the day, it's up to them what they do. You know, I'm a fan. I've got a lot of friends who are fans, Killing Floor fans mainly. You know, people have played Red Orchestra, they've played Man-Eater, they've played all the other games that Tripwire have been involved in, and they've been great. You know, but you know, it's hard. It's hard to sort of get into. For me personally, like I said, 2-3 days ago, I was like, yeah, whatever. I'm not really that fussed. And as far as the actual game goes, the actual visuals, the gore, the blood, the animations, you know, for the most part are great. You know, I can't fault them at the moment. I'm 50 years old. I'm not as fussy as I once was, but I know quality when I see it. And Killing Floor 3 looks like a really quality product, but a lot of people just cannot get past the fact that they're dumping the perk systems. What they appear to be dumping the perk systems in favour of a more streamlined, less popular feature. You know, going back to Killing Floor as a franchise, the perks have been in the game since version 2.2 of the mod. That's a lot of times. That's a lot of time with the perks. You know, it's. Hold on a sec. I'm not going to cut this, I'm going to keep it in, because Steel series headsets are great, but when they run out of battery, it's like beep, 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 constantly in your fucking ear, and it's really annoying. Anyway, it put me off my train of thought. Now I'm hopefully getting back on it. So, where was I? Yeah, Killing Floor's identity. It's basically, the perks are Killing Floor's identity, at the risk of repeating myself. Would it be the end of the world if the game launched in its current state. You know, if Tripwire stuck to the guns, took on board what was said, but ultimately had a vision for the game, their vision, they wanted to launch the game. Probably not. I think it'd still sell really well, but I think it's the hardcore of the community, the people who actually go on the forums every day, the people who are in Discord all the time. You know, in the grand scheme of things, that's a very small percentage of the community. But, you know, they are people who have been around from day one. I've been around from... Bloody hell, I've been around forever. I've been around since the inception of Killing Floor mod, I think. It's been that long. But, you know, it's just... I feel what people are saying. You know, people are obviously going to be more passionate than others. Myself, I'm kind of a little bit in the middle. I'm just thinking back to the way that Killing Floor actually worked with the perks and stuff, and it was... The first game was very rudimentary, you know, the way you leveled up, the way the perks worked. But, again, it made Killing Floor unique. It made it a massive grind, but it also made it unique, and it also made it very enjoyable. The same with Killing Floor 2. They streamlined some aspects of it, but, you know, they made it more enjoyable. They kept the fundamentals of the perk system, and it was great. But, yeah, I just can't imagine how it's going to work. I mean, obviously, Tripwire, I've got a vision, and I don't know if this is going to sort of derail things for them. I don't know if they're going to take stock and sort of read everybody's comments and think, right, okay, maybe we've kind of underestimated our audience here, and, you know, they do care about having this core feature of the game. You know, again, I'm going to harp on, I'm going to repeat myself, and I'm going to basically go back to the word identity, and that's Killing Floor's identity. So, like I said, I did have a script for all this. I've categorised everything, you know, basically what would I do to fix it. I don't know. My notes here say maybe combine the old with the new. Maybe don't restrict people from buying certain guns, assuming you can have a storefront, assuming you can have a shop. I'm assuming you kill Zeds for dosh still. I'm assuming that's still a thing. You know, what about if you combine the old with the new, or perhaps have like two systems in? Maybe one, the old classic system kicks in when you set the game to hardcore or above. Make it more of a pure experience for the hardcore, die-hard fans. Possible? I don't know. Again, not a game designer, but they have got all that sort of coded, and it's all there in Killing Floor 2, so perhaps maybe they can lift it out and put it into K3, I don't know. Again, if I'm sounding a bit stupid and uneducated and dumb, it's because I don't know the first thing about game design, so please excuse the rambling. In terms of other features that have been mentioned, it's like, you know, skip the whole hero shooter thing, but the actual, like the gadgets and the weapon attachments. Weapon attachments sound great. I've wanted them since day one. You know, that's cool. That's really good. But what about the ultimate skill? You know, the gadgets. I mean, I think that's a good thing. No matter what the perk system's like, I think having that extra skill just to sort of, as Brian dubbed it, an oh shit moment. You know, where you can just literally press a button and it clears the room. I think that's, on paper, it sounds like a really good idea, but I think you have to manage it in a way where it's not too overpowered and makes the game too easy. I'm assuming they're going to do something about that. In terms of the weapons, like I said, you know, maybe have it so you can buy any weapon you want, no matter what specialist you're playing as, but you just don't receive the benefits of that particular specialist's skills. Like if you're a commando, why limit me from buying a shotgun? If I want to choose Foster and be a commando, but I also want a shotgun as like a backup weapon, what's wrong with that? I think that's perfectly fine. They might have that in the game. They might be doing that. You just do not know. That's considered by the KF community as using off-perk weapons. So basically, weapons that are not tailored or tweaked or designed for your perk of choice. So if you're rocking a commando and you want to use a medic pistol to do some off-perk healing, great. it contributes to your medic level, and it also saves a person's life while you're still playing as Commando with Commando weapons. Fine, that's absolutely fine. Whether that is going to come across in K3, sorry, I do not know. Well, yeah, it's tricky trying to keep neutral about things, but also having an opinion. But I do like to think we can have an opinion and have a sensible conversation about it. It's, you know, it's what makes us gamers. It's what makes us, you know, creators. It's what makes us passionate about this. You know, I think it's healthy conversation. Let's just put it that way. I've also read some comments about how people don't want to be tied to a particular character. If you want to play Commando, you're gonna have to play as Foster. No, that's fine for me. I mean, there are options in Killing Floor 2 where you can actually limit the amount of vocal quips your character makes. I think I read a couple of comments saying they don't want to hear Foster all the time. They want to play Commando, but they don't want to hear he's chelping all the time because it can get quite annoying, which is fair enough. You know, but I'm sure Tripwire are going to add options where, you know, you can minimise the amount of battle chatter that takes place, so that would alleviate that. In terms of cosmetics, you know, rarely do you see your player in Killing Floor in its entirety. You see him when you die, you see him in third person mode when you're doing emotes, and you also see him when you're spectating. Other than that, it's just you see the first person hands and part of the arms, which, you know, shows a bit of cosmetic. Other than that, oh yeah, and the loadout section, the gear section, you see it. You don't really see it that often, to be honest, but, you know, I don't think it's a massive deal, to be honest. Again, personal preference, personal opinion. Character movement. I've been hearing quite a few negatives on that. For me, character movement, I think what they've done is adding the extra dodging, the sprinting, the mantling. You know, I think that is warranted because by the looks of it, the Zeds are going to be absolutely roided up to the nines. They're going to be absolutely mad. They're going to literally tail in from limb when they get hold of you. I'm not sure about the zip lines. I made a comment about it in my other video where I'm not sure how the Zeds are going to handle you again being in such an elevated position. I mean, will they bug out? You know, no pun intended. Obviously, the crawlers can get you because they can climb up walls, climb on ceilings, climb up different areas. I don't know how that's going to work. Again, I'm not a game designer, but it'd be interesting to see how it works. Also, will it be a deployable tool that you can use, the zipline? I know certain games have done that, you know, where you can deploy a zipline, namely, what's it called? What's the game called? It's on the tip of my tongue. Apex Legends. I think you can deploy ziplines in that. Which again is another hero shooter. But, yeah. We shall have to see. I think Tripwire have really received the message. I mean, I went into their Discord yesterday and it's absolutely jam-packed with people basically saying they don't want a hero shooter. Hero shooters are a dime a dozen. You know, we want Killing Floor 2's core system, which are the perks. And I agree. I'm not as precious about it as a lot of people because I'm just, you know, I like it for what it is. It's a Killing Floor game. It's still got the same amazing gunplay. It's got the same amazing blood and gore and the playability. But part of me will be a little bit sad. But I'll definitely get over it. It won't stop me buying the game. But, you know, I'm sort of on the side of the community, really. You know, in terms of you kind of, I think someone said they're ripping out the heart or the soul of Killing Floor by changing this. But again, I think that's probably a little bit of an overreaction. But it's just passion, I think. You know, people are really passionate about this game and they want to see it do well. They don't want to see it just be another run-of-the-mill shooter that's going to be forgotten, you know. And I hope that doesn't happen because Killing Floor 2, although, you know, in the last couple, maybe 3 or 4 years, it did sort of, the events did lull a little bit. The quality wasn't as good as what we come to expect. You know, obviously there were Tripwire working on Killing Floor 3 in the background and other projects, no doubt. So, yeah. Anyway, this has been a ramble. I've actually recorded some B-roll, and I've actually gone over the 10 minutes that I allotted myself, so I do apologise if it's been a massive ramble, but it did need to be spoken about, and I'm glad I did. You know, bottom line is, I hope Tripwire address this. You know, ideally, they would release an early access and take notes. They might think, well, if they actually play the game, they might have a different opinion of it. It might be completely different to how we've seen it and heard it being described, and how it actually plays. It could be totally different. So maybe they would if they were to release it early access, let's get a taste for it, then we can feed back on that. That could be an option. You know, there's different ways to do it, but again, it's an interesting one, and you can't please everyone all of the time, but this is definitely hit a lot of people where it hurts in terms of the game's identity. So there you go, that's my rant, feelings, brain dump, whatever you want to call it. Like I said, if it ships this way, for me, I'll still play it to death, and you know, but I think I'm definitely on the side of the majority here who are voicing concerns. But we'll have to see how it goes, won't we? Anyway, give Wezza a visit if you don't mind. Give him a nice like on some of his videos. Give him a subscription, and yeah, let me know what you think in the comments. Have I rambled on too much? I probably have. It's been a bit of a, like I say, just a brain dump. Just been thinking about it a lot over the last few days and just literally releasing. I'd like to know what you guys think. Drop me a comment, drop a like, subscribe, and yeah, stay tuned for more. There's definitely a lot more to come. Cheers, bye.